everybody. So we are in the heart of Cal Quad, where we're going to be talking about our athletics and recreation facilities. Right behind me you can see our gorgeous East Field. That has a half-mile running track around it that overlooks the Monterey Bay. Certainly makes me more motivated to go running if I can look at the ocean. We also have outdoor and indoor basketball and volleyball courts. We have tennis courts, we have martial arts and dance studios, and our beautiful wellness center, which is a really fancy name for a gym, but it's 2 stories, absolutely beautiful. And there's even a little outdoor balcony area where you can take hand weights and mats out and work out and overlook the ocean. All of our treadmills overlook the ocean as well, and it truly is a gorgeous gym, and I spent a lot of time there while I was living on campus. In terms of some other opportunities we have down at Athletics and Recreation, we have our sports programs. Most competitive is going to be our NCAA Division III sports, kind of the first tier of sports, and some of these include soccer, volleyball, basketball, swimming and diving, women's golf, and some others as well as tennis. Our tennis team is actually won many national championships, which is super cool. The next tier down is going to be our club sports, which branch into both competitive and non-competitive. Our competitive club sports includes things like soccer and rugby, and our non-competitive club sports include some really cool ones like ballroom dancing, as well as our Taekwondo team. Our Taekwondo team actually performs at a lot of events on our campus, including Relay for Life, which takes place right down at our beautiful East Field and raises money for cancer research. And finally, the least competitive of our sports is going to be our intramural sports, which is a really fancy name for slug versus slug. So these are all student-run sports. Some of these include sand volleyball. We have sand volleyball courts down on our East Field. Volleyball, which is a combination of volleyball and racquetball, which is super cool. And inner tube water polo, which takes place in our Olympic-sized swimming pool down in our athletics and recreation facilities. So if you don't want to do the work of like treading water, you can sit in an inner tube and play water polo, which is pretty nice. We also have physical education classes you can take, which certainly aren't mandatory like they are in middle school and high school, but it's a really great opportunity to schedule physical education into your academic schedule. These classes are going to be pass, no pass, but you do have to show up, so it holds you accountable to work out, which I think is a really nice option. Some of these include weight classes, dance classes, and a bunch of others. We also have, of course, our recreation department, and you can sign up for classes to do really cool things like learn how to kayak, learn how to surf. You can also become scuba certified through our physical education programs. And finally, our recreation department also hosts trips. You can go backpacking in Big Sur or even kayaking in Monterey Bay. That's a little bit about our sports programs and our athletics and recreation, but we're going to talk about my favorite part of the tour, which is food. We actually have our Cal Stevenson Dining Hall right over here. And I'll explain what that residential college system means in a few minutes, but just to give you a quick reference, we have 10 residential colleges on campus, which is basically where students get to choose to live. Every 2 of these share 1 dining hall. If you do that quick math, that's 5 main dining halls on campus. So we do have 5 different eating options for our students on campus, which is kind of cool. You can even look up on your phone where they're serving French fries. So if they're serving one kind of food in one dining hall and you're really not feeling that day, you can follow the French fries all the way across campus. We also have a few different meal plans we offer our students. The first being the 7-day meal plan, which is going to be most popular for our first-year students. And that is 24/7 access to our dining halls. I think the world record I think our campus record for swipes into the dining hall in one day is 32. If you want to come become a Banana Slug and try to beat that record, you're more than welcome. And then after the 7-day meal plan, we also have our 5-day meal plan, which is basically the exact same thing, except students aren't permitted access Saturdays and Sundays. Really typical for students living in our on-campus apartments, which I did during my 2nd year. So if you're not ready for that much adulting, you can definitely prepare some of your meals yourself, but you can go to the dining halls and have some of those meals as well. We also have something called the S.L.U.G. Club card, which is really common for students living off campus or in our on-campus apartments, like I mentioned before. And you can basically load meals to that card based on your need. So if you're working on campus for a long period of time, you can load some meals to that card and go get a bite to eat. And then finally, my favorite dining option are our Flexi Dollars. Any student with an active meal plan gets $50 loaded to their student ID card every quarter. And that basically works like a debit card, and you can use these at any of our alternative eateries on campus. My favorite is the Stevenson Coffee House because I am a Stevenson College affiliate. They have these delicious things called S.L.U.G.s, which are like oatmeal chocolate bars, which are delicious. And we also have one called Avetta, which is at our Quarry Plaza, which we'll be visiting at the end of our tour. I mentioned before we have our own 30-acre farm at the base of campus, which is really amazing because we get to serve 30% local produce from our farm or local farms in the area in our dining hall, which also means we always have vegetarian and vegan options. And it was actually something I was really surprised by when I walked into our dining halls for the first time, were how many of those options were available. We have a full salad bar at the Cal Stevenson Dining Hall. We have a wood-fired pizza oven, so definitely some delicious pizza. Soft serve machines in every dining hall, definitely the highlight of my freshman year, as well as a bunch of other options. We also have gluten-free, dairy-free. All of our dietary restrictions are taken into account by our executive chefs. And we also rotate the meals, and we have farm Fridays and things like that where we use more local produce and things like that. Well, that's just a little bit about dining, and we're gonna move into our residential college system next.